Hey everyone, Joel Hamilton here from the Australian Cricket Institute. Welcome again. This is video number 2. Obviously you had your introductory video before. We're going to get straight back into the nuts and bolts of it, I guess, and talk to you about your first learning module. The first one we're going to talk about is prehab in bowling. So much like getting injured and sort of having surgery, and then you have rehab, so it's getting your body back to being able to play after injury. Prehab is very important because this is before the injury. So what we're trying to do is we're creating, or we give you exercises to do to make sure that your body is ticking over so that it decreases the likelihood or the amount of times you can get injured. All right. For fast bowlers, very, very important that we do these sort of exercises before we warm up, before we play, before we warm up, and before we get into our nets. Okay. All these bowling movements are all specific to the art of bowling and will help you increase the likelihood of staying on the track. For the 14-year-old bowling program and prehab, your program is going to be bowling holds, shadow bowling, and basic med ball work. Okay guys, the first one we spoke about was bowling holds. So we've got Nick Fitzpatrick here who's going to help us in our video demo. So the basic part of this is the bowling hold. So what we're doing essentially is getting you in a position where you're at the crease in order to hold the position that you need to be in the crease. So fast bowling, the success of fast bowling and the ability to bowl your fastest or with your control is how much control you've got at the crease. So you want to think about you're transferring your momentum from your run up all the way through, which is a forceful movement, to your jump, and you need to make sure that you maintain all of that power and strength at the crease for as long as possible so that you can let go of the ball as fast as you can in a controlled way. In order to do that, you need to be able to be as still as possible and as controlled as possible in the muscles that you're using to be able to stay as still as you can at the crease to keep all of that pace in. Okay, these bowling holds, we do these a lot in pre-season to warm up to bowl, so before you start bowling to a batsman, and also it's a great way to warm up. So if your skipper yells out to you that you're going to bowl in a couple of overs, okay, use these to sort of warm yourself up when you're in the field to keep you moving around. Okay, what's going to happen? Nick's going to sort of show you through the actions of what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to sort of explain it a little bit more in depth as we go. So what's going to happen is you're going to do 3 holds on your back foot. So as if you're about to go in and land on your back foot on the crease, you're going to hold that position for 3 seconds, 3 times. Okay, so Nick's going to show us. So he'll do the first one. So he jumps into his action, holds for 3 seconds. So he wants to make sure he's nice and still. Number 1. 1, 2, 3, number 2. 1, 2, 3, number 3. So on that 3rd hold, what he's going to do is he's going to then transfer from his back foot onto his front foot as if he's about to let go of the ball and try and control his movements down to his toe and all the way back up. Big point for this is, doesn't matter how much you wobble, okay, and are unstable, what we want to make sure is as long as you're staying on that one foot at the one time, that's fine, okay, because that's what we're using. We're using those muscles and those stabilizing muscles, and we're activating those muscles to make sure that they're switched on and they're working, which is the whole point of this program. Okay, so he's done the 3 back foot, so he lands on his back foot for the 3rd time, and then he's going to change into his front foot and slowly, slowly, slowly. The key is to do this as slow as he can, right down to touch his toe. Okay, you can see his back part of his legs there. Everything comes up just as slow as what it did coming down. We don't want to come up too quickly because it's going down and coming up is where we're using that control. Okay, back into that position. So that's 1. We do 6 of those. So 3 on the back, 1 on the front. Okay, what we're going to do, same again, like he said, front leg in position, slowly working his way down. He's got control. The big part, see there, it doesn't matter, he didn't fall over, he can move around as much as he wants, it doesn't really matter. Okay, coming back up into that position. So 3 on the back, 1 on the front. How about we go through it all at once, so what it looks like throughout the whole time. So 3 on the back, 1 on the front. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. See, it doesn't matter as long as he doesn't fall over. 1, 2, 3, so that's 2. 1, 2, 3, then onto the front foot for as long as he can. Nice and controlled, nice and controlled. all the way down to touch his toe, and then comes back up, just as slow as he did coming down. Very good, okay. Easy as that. So that's the bowling hold. We do that 6 times. Okay, part 2 of our prehab bowling program is shadow bowling, all right? You can see here that we've got some cones mapped out. The way that we do that is really simple. I'll show you right now. So first line here, 2 steps from the back of the crease. 1, 2, so feet right next to each other. That's the first one. We then go back and then we go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Putting 2 lines of cones over where your feet go. Okay, so 6 at the back, 2 at the front. Now the aim of shadow bowling is to get your body going through the movement and the momentum of bowling, all right? What we want to do is, this is a program, or this is a tool to help you increase your bowling workloads over time. So with fast bowling, we don't want you to get the ball at training, first session, and your coach tells you to bowl at 100 mile an hour for an hour and a half, okay? The reason why we don't want that is because that's going to increase the likelihood of injury. All right. What this tool does and what this part of the program helps you with is, A, it warms your body up. So you might say sometimes when you run in, you're like, oh, that first one hurt a little bit. Okay, this gets your body moving and moving specifically to the action of bowling, because that's not a natural movement. Okay. Also, this helps you increase your bowling workload lightly as you go. So ideally, what you'd want to do if you start your club training on, September 7th or whatever, you want to do this for maybe 2 weeks before you start bowling in a training environment. All right. What Fitzy's going to do is he's going to show us what we need to do, but ideally it's 6 balls at a time, so it's an over, and you're shadow bowling. So shadow bowling means we're bowling, but we're not letting the ball go. So we're going through everything at the same pace, but we're not actually letting go of the ball, which decreases the stress, and obviously it's off a slightly smaller run up. So Nick's going to literally come in off 3 steps. Okay, his aim is to get that front foot to jump before this arc. So you've got to clear this path, or this little river. The aim of that is to help you drive that front leg forward and work on that power, and also work on being able to be stable at the crease. Okay, let's have a look how Fitzy does it. First leg drives over the top and bang, goes through his action. So he does that 6 times. Working on everything going towards his target, everything in a straight line, nothing too quick. Everything up and powerful all the way through. You see, when he gets to that position, he actually follows through and bowls at the same pace as what he would. It's not jump up and then sort of just slowly walk off. It's actually get through your action. Okay? So that's 3. He does 3 more. Okay? For your first session, all I want you to do is 4 overs of that. You're not even letting go of the ball. That's just getting you used to the rhythm of bowling, okay, and getting you back into the movements. All right. Once we get good at that, and we've had a couple of sessions, so probably the 3rd time, you're going to do 3 of those, and 1 of actually letting go of the ball. Okay. So Nick, we're just going to let go of the ball this time. We'll only show you 1 example, but he's going to come through, drive up, and then let go of the ball as if he's about to bowl. Okay. We do an over of that. As we go a little bit further along, this is going to be as an attachment as well, so you're going to get this program with you as a hard copy PDF. You're going to go 2 overs of shadow bowling, 2 overs of letting go of the ball. Then we're going to go 1 over of shadow bowling and 3 overs of letting go of the ball. Okay, that's for a program in terms of your pre-season part of it. All right, this is an excellent tool for you to use as a warm-up tool as well to start bowling in the nets. So what we usually do, and what we see a lot of the Vics and the Queensland boys do, is they go through 2 overs of shadow bowling before they actually come off their long run up to bowl. Okay? Any questions with all of this, please don't hesitate to give me a ring or send me an email. But this is the shadow bowling part of your bowling prehab. Enjoy.
Top of off too, by the way. Huh?
Was top of off? Can't fix that, can you? Okay, number 3, prehab drill number 3 is the basic med ball slams. So we're going to go through this in a little bit more detail, but just to start off, want to make sure that when you're doing this part of the exercise or these exercises with the med balls, it's really important to do this with the correct technique, okay, because there could be potential causes for injury if you're not doing it properly. So really pay attention to what we're about to talk about, and we're going to go in depth in terms of how to use the body in the correct way. All right, so the med ball slams, what we use this as is it's a great warm-up tool to get you ready. So on the day of bowling, right up until we start to go onto the field, we use these med ball slams. Even when you come back from tea, lunch, whatever, we use these as a good warm-up tool. It gets your body going, it gets your body using the muscles, and in particular the deeper core muscles that we need to use to stabilise the body and to generate that pace through the crease. So the actions mimic that violent movement through the crease as you're bowling, so you're using all of your gut and your legs, okay? What we're going to teach you first is just a really basic quick warm-up drill, and then we're going to go through the basic med ball slam. So the basic warm-up drill is literally side on, shoulder width apart, twisting and throwing the ball down side to side, okay? Maybe 5 or 6 each side. This is to just help get the body moving and get everything going and activating. Very simple, keep your knees straight. Everything else, you're working your core and you're using your belly.
Make sure you activate your core too when you're doing that. So really important to protect your back that you activate your core.
Yep, so squeeze those tight core muscles, those six-pack muscles, and that's how we start sort of getting everything engaged. All right, with this and with these exercises, for 13 years and under, it's probably worth using a 1 kilo med ball. Okay, and for 14s and 15s, 2 kilos if you're sort of doing everything okay for 3. But the biggest thing here, it's not a macho thing, it's not to see how many kilos we can use, all right? It's actually doing the proper work and doing the movements. You can do that with a 1 kilo ball and you're still going to get the same results, or you're still going to get that activation as what you would with 2 kilo. The higher you go, the worse off you're actually going to be. All right, so that was a warm-up one. We're going to show you through the basic med ball slams now. So there's 3 different types. Okay, there's front on, and then there's side on and side on. Okay, what's going to happen is I'm going to have the ball. So you're going to need a partner for this. All right, the partner is going to have the ball. What they're going to do, the person who is throwing the ball down has their hands as high as they can. Okay, when they're catching the ball, they're catching the ball so that their arms are actually activated and sort of nearly having to go back to activate that core, okay? From there, they're going to slam the ball down as hard as they can using their gut, okay? We're not using their shoulders, so our shoulders stay fixed and our elbows stay fixed, and we're actually throwing the ball down with our torso, okay? We do 6 of those, and then we swap, all right? Let's have a look. Bang, so you can see here, Nick's using his gut and not his arms. His elbows stay fixed in the same position. That's 4, 5, 6. Okay, so first one, go straight on. The second one, he's going to be in a side on position. So it's almost as if he's about to bowl, and he's going to catch, twist, and then throw back down. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, first one. So you see there, even when he catches it, it's not all in one motion. So he's not catching it and throwing it. Okay, he's catching the ball and making sure that he's in a position where he's nice and stable. Okay, so you can hold this up for as long as you like. It doesn't really matter how long you hold it for, just as long as when you throw the ball down, you're in a stable position. All right, so that's the second one. Third one is obviously just the different side. Everything stays fixed, elbows stay fixed. Two more. Bang. Easy. So that's the basic med ball slams. So 6 side on, 6 into that position, and 6 in that position. And big thing.
Just remember, use your core, use your torso. Don't use your arms too much.
So it's a little bit of a workout. Gets your body pumping, gets the blood flowing through everything, and gets you ready to start your bowling.